All right, guys, welcome to another FSD video. Let's get started here because this is a long one. I might do some skipping around because we're going to get onto the highway and we probably don't need to watch that. But here we are on a 2024 Model Y with hardware 4 running the latest build of 14.1.4. And man, is it amazing so far. I have gotten quite a few miles in it, and I have been loving it so far. So I'm really excited to see where this takes us, even just out here to this area. I thought I filmed it, but I don't think the camera got it. But we did have like a bus with a whole bunch of kids that got off, and the bus driver said, no, continue going. And to us, as it was pulling away in the middle of the intersection, it was taking a wide turn. I thought the car might reverse because we were in a bad spot. Bus stopped, waved us through, car moved on perfectly fine. It was amazing. So I don't think you guys can see on the video, but there was a dog on the left that was like running into the road. He's on a leash, but like the car doesn't know that it's on a leash, I guess. It was running onto the road, and as soon as it started like coming into the road, the car was braking for it, which a human wouldn't probably, because we can see that the dog's on a leash, but I don't think the car understands that quite yet. So I think it did an appropriate maneuver. Oh, pulling out here, beautifully timed. Oh my god, and getting into the far lane here. Wow, that was incredible. Like, so confident, so smooth. I think that's the name of the game in this build, is confidence. It is so confident with every move that it makes, including parking lots and stuff. We got a kid crossing the road here. He's already crossed, but oh my god. And now we have, okay. So we're waiting, because it saw the car behind there too. Waits for the car to move through and then proceeds on through. Amazing. We got a car reversing into the middle of the road here. This is a great start to the video. We slow down appropriately, do the right thing, wait for him. I don't know what was going on there, but we did everything. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Don't know what that was all about. Navigation said continue straight, but it turned its blinker on and did some weird stuff. The road was kind of wonky there, but I don't think that was necessary. Well, it definitely was not necessary, so that was interesting. Definitely some fine tuning needing to be done on this build, but it does feel super safe. So far, I've had to take over once, and I don't even know I guess I can check how many miles, because I unplugged it when I got in from the airport, and I haven't plugged it. Oh, as soon as we know that car's turning, we immediately make our turn. That was amazing. That was so cool. Anyways, let's go since charge. So in 88.5 miles, because I've been using self-driving the entire time, I've had one disengagement, nothing safety critical at all. It was actually in the previous video. It was at night, and it was totally clear there was no pedestrians, no vehicles on the road, and it proceeded to try and make a left in a no left area. So it shouldn't have made the left. It was in the town of Hamburg, and it tried to. I took over and did the legal maneuver. So in 88.6 miles, one disengagement because there was a no left turn sign. Totally okay to do what it needed to do if it wasn't illegal. So pretty awesome to see that in almost 100 miles, there was just one minor disengagement. Definitely could have left it and it would have been fine, but definitely not right to do there. So we are approaching this destination. I'm not this is Whole Foods Market, and then we have a Walmart that's like across this busy street, which would be interesting as well. Last time I brought 13 into this parking lot. It didn't do so well because navigation was telling it to do something like that it couldn't do. So I'm interested to see if we do that again. And also with destinations, 13 wasn't so great. 14 so far has been amazing. Now we do have some traffic approaching from the right hand side after these two vehicles, and we start amazing. Very slow. Oh, and it moved to like, so there was like a pretty big dip, even though I was like, you can go through there. It moved to where there was like less of a dip. Like, what? Like, it was very little difference, but like enough that you would feel it, and it did It did what a human would do. Instead of going straight through, it made, wow. This build has just been so impressive. This is, I think, the third FSD video. Wow, okay. I guess there is no stop sign there, but I thought he was just going to blow a stop sign. FSD knew. FSD didn't have any problem. It waits. It's very patient. It appreciates all people. So we have our pin over there. I guess our parking lot is set here as just parking lot. And I guess we're on the hunt for a parking spot now. And as always, it finds the first spot. This one's really tight. It really should not even try and fit into here. Yeah, this is extremely tight FSD, and this car is backing up right now. This is horrible. Okay, it made it, but yeah, it should not have parked here. I am afraid for our car's life at this point. Okay, they're pulling forward. That's great. Did not like that park job. We're barely in the lines, but like we also could not fit any other way. And this is a pretty busy parking lot. So we have someone pulling out on the right as well, someone also behind us. So let's not give it a break and let's just continue and see what we do. There's also people back there. They're pulling forwards. FSD just going slow and cautious. Incredible. That was the best move there because there's so much stuff going on. Take over immediately, and then she takes over by herself. That is the second time. There is a whole bunch of gunk on top of here. You can probably see all the stuff here. I thought that something hit the window and cracked it, but it did not. It's just very dirty. I cleaned as much as I could off. So we do have a disadvantage here. We got people on scooters over here. FSD doesn't care, handling them perfect. Oh, there's the brake stabbing. A lot of people have been noting the brake stabbing, and it's just like, for me though, it's been in these weird scenarios most of the time where there's just nobody around. So it's like maybe getting confused, like, can I clearly see? Can I not? And maybe that's what's causing issues. Now this is some weird routing because we really should just be going left here, it looks like. But maybe we're just trying to, maybe this is just better out. I'm not too sure. A little weird there, but the car's driving perfectly fine. So what do I care? Especially if I can be in the back of the seat someday, that would be amazing. But as of right now, we have to be in the front seat, so it kind of gets annoying when the car takes a little bit different route than what we want to supervise. Very nice and gentle there. Got a car backing up there. I feel like it saw that, paid attention to all of that stuff all at once. Now it's not too sure what lane to pick, and I'm honestly not too sure either. I think it should have moved over because it doesn't look like a right-only turn. And we do have a right coming up. And I think that's why we actually picked this, is so we can continue straight instead of having to do a left-hand turn over there, maybe. Not entirely sure. I don't think, this Walmart's kind of weird, so I'm interested to see how it finds parking over here. We're set to standard and parking lot, so that will be interesting. And I do think we're going to have to move over a lane after this intersection, which might, I think it'll be fine because we got two cars over here turning left, so it should be pretty straightforward for FSD to do that. But it does not look like it has a lot of time to do that, so it'll be interesting. We got our left-only turn lane active right now, so that means we should be up pretty soon here. They're getting the yellow, and we still have the red. Then after we do this Walmart run, I actually have a supercharger destination to see if it will back up at a supercharger. What's kind of interesting, okay, so it does have to try and get over here, and we're going to be fine. So yeah, it wasn't too sure. It wanted to come into this lane before the intersection, but wasn't too sure if it was a right captive lane is what it kind of felt like. And I wasn't too sure either, so it played the side of caution, which I agree was the right choice. But anyways, yes, we do have a supercharger location picked out that's actually pretty tight. So it's going to be kind of tricky for the car to like kind of back into a spot. And when we were looking at the spots, there's only two left. So it might not even have a spot to choose from. And then we'll see if it just circles around until it finds a spot or what happens. So that will be pretty exciting. We're just trailing behind this person because it looks like they do want to cross. There are people crossing right now. And then the car was being weird, not stopping. So she was like, do you want to go? Do you want me to go? I didn't hit anything. The car just stopped, and then I waved him through because I understand how the car is like thinking, and I have my foot hovering over the brake just in case the car did decide to go while she was trying to walk. But yeah, that was a little weird interaction, which it just wasn't straightforward what the car should do. Now, it's weird that I guess it's because of where the pin is at Walmart, but like we should have probably tried to find parking already by now instead of just kind of like traveling through here where all these pedestrians are, which just, you know, is asking for trouble. So now we're going to turn right here and try and find some parking. We do have a pedestrian to contend with. Okay, good. Keep going. Now find a good spot. Try and find one not so tight like the last one. All right, so we're going to pick this one by the parking cart corral. And honestly, beautiful job. Let's check the cameras. Yeah, I've noticed that it's not super even in these areas, but you know, it's good enough. So let's go to the next one. Don't even give it a break. We got a person over here returning their cart, so we got to be careful of them. It's not being extra cautious, but just enough cautious. And then we got someone that we're waiting for. No one behind us. Beautiful, just like a human would. Maybe a little more cautious, which I actually prefer, especially being a robot. And we're supposed to have the car is safer than us, so I would hope that it is. So now we got this guy turning. We are clear to go when the car feels like it and continues right on through. Guys, this is incredible. We do have a lot of false wipers going off, and I think actually part of that is because of the stuff that's in front of the camera. I'll put up a picture here. Like, I got notified twice to clean it. I did clean it once we got to our destination, and then this is what it looked like from the outside. But even with how dirty that camera was and how much it could not see from, I think it was the wide view, it was performing insanely well, like no issues. We did have the red steering hands come up, and then it took over by itself automatically, which was really cool. I was really hoping to see that. I think it happened on this drive too, earlier in the video, but I could be wrong about that. So just going to continue straight here. We're going to jump onto the highway at some point. And the highway might have some traffic, so it might be interesting, but if not, we'll just skip through that. If you guys do like seeing the highway, make sure you leave a comment down below, and we'll make sure to add those in. Otherwise, we're just going to skip over them because the car's been doing pretty good on highway for a while. If there's a lot of traffic, that might be a different scenario that we could try and like Mad Max on and see how it performs. But I know like previous builds was fairly decent. Sometimes it would just bounce between lanes that every time it was a little faster, and it kind of just got itself like in a sticky situation every time. But so far it's so good on this build. I am very excited to see 14. I'm so sad that it came out when I was gone for that 1 week. I'm so happy to be with it now, and I'm trying to get as many videos out to you guys. Tomorrow I want to record a city drive, so if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed. We also just got a video done with my dad's first impressions. He hasn't used FSD in about a year. He has a Model 3, but he does not have FSD, so he's normally using autopilot. So if you want to hear his impressions and his first thoughts, make sure you subscribe for that video. I don't know if that's coming out before or after this. If it's already out, I'll link it up here. What else? If you guys want to see a video of him getting his first impressions in the city, let me know down below, because I think that would be very interesting. Maybe even letting him do behind the wheel. At first impressions, I was behind the wheel because he's one to take over, like, not trusting the car. I trust the car a lot more than him. So if you guys also want to see a video of him behind the wheel, make sure you leave a comment down below. If you want to see us get FSD on his vehicle, make sure you let us know if you want to see that. He's got the Model 3, hardware 4, the refresh. Okay, so now we have to move over here. So we're kind of in a predicament. We have to turn up here and perfectly merging in there. I keep looking at my rear view mirror, but I can't really see it because you guys are there. But luckily I got the cameras. I missed this car so much. We had a rental. It was a Nissan Altima, I think. And I'm never doing that again. I will figure out a way to either get my Tesla where I got to go or get a Tesla from Turo, whatever it's got to be, because I am not doing anything other than a Tesla again. That was the worst part of the trip. So missed this car so much, missed FSD, and I'm excited to be making these videos again. Lots and lots to come. I can't wait to do some cool tests with FSD. I also want to run some tests with my dad, seeing if like he can brake check us and stuff like that. Some fun stuff to see how FSD reacts. Maybe like move over into our lane and see if the car reacts and stuff like that. So if you want to see that, make sure you're subscribed for all that kind of stuff. But we're on the highway now. It's going to be probably pretty boring for the next like 8 minutes. So I'm going to just skip ahead. I'm not even going to fast forward because I don't think anyone wants to see that. If you prefer to like see it fast forward, also again, let me know down below. I want to make these videos customized to you guys, whatever you guys prefer. I want to make it better for you guys because to me, I'm driving it. I think this is kind of boring, but if you guys like seeing this fast forward, we could definitely do that. But if there is any cool traffic stuff coming up, I will definitely include that in here. And then if not, we'll just pick up when we get off of here and get into, whoa! Did you see? Okay, this is why we always record. Did you? I don't know if you saw that car cut in. He's still cutting people off. The car reacted. I felt it. Like the car, oh my God, sorry guys, but the car reacted before I even saw him moving over. It's like, why is the car slowing down? And then, phew, like the car, I think, predicted. We're gonna have to rewatch that. So that was impressive. And now we're coming up to this traffic. We're just in standard mode here. Wow. Wow. V14 really does feel alive. Sentient, as Elon would say. All right, so you join us back. We're getting off the highway. FSD performed pretty well. It was going a little faster than I would have liked at the end when the traffic broke up. It was doing like 66 and a 55. So that's not ideal. But besides that, we were in standard the whole time. It mostly stayed in its lane. If it saw that our lane was going slow for a while, it would jump over where it needed to. Pretty good drive from FSD, I gotta say. It looks like we are clear to move over here. No oncoming vehicles, so this would be pretty easy for FSD. And it also decided that it doesn't need to move over, which is great because version 13.2.9, if it had its blinker to merge over and then realized it didn't need to, it would still do the merge and then merge back or get stuck in the other lane because it felt like it had to do whatever it had to do. So that's a huge improvement. That was the first time we saw this happen. So we can't say that like it's fixed, but definitely better. There was also another point where the road splits, and 13.2.9, at least for me, would move all the way over. It was two lanes. It would, oh, this is interesting. Wow. They're stopped. The car recognized that and moved around them. I don't know if it was from the waving or what. Oh yeah. So we're kind of on the shoulder going around that vehicle. That wasn't ideal, but it was fine. It was following the rest of the traffic, and then once it realized it was in the shoulder, it's like, uh-oh. Okay, here is the supercharge. But yeah, that was really cool that it went and did that. Now we have this, and we had that. Wow, great drive. I'm so glad that we're hopefully still recording. It looks like we have one charging stall available, maybe two. This will be interesting if I can find one of the open ones. We do have to get a charge in here. Someone also just left, it looks like, so now there's another one available. So we will see how this goes. I am very curious. Hopefully we will not hit any other Teslas, and hopefully we will find a available charger. Okay, there's quite a few open now, so it should be fairly easy for it to find one. All right, this is crazy cool. When I first got my Tesla, I was like, oh my God, we gotta back in to charge. It's like, I never want to do that. Then I got so used to it, now I don't really care. All right, so there's quite a few options here, and we're gonna pick this one, it looks like. So we didn't really set ourselves up very well. Oh my God. Okay, good thing you're pulling forward. Okay, correcting yourself. Still didn't pull up enough, I would say. Getting so close. You're gonna make it, but Not ideal, but we did find a spot and we are going to charge, which is incredible. So I am very excited about that. Amazing. Amazing. That was pretty incredible. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. Stay tuned for the next one and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. See ya. When the road just keeps going for miles, we're gonna get there. In the face of the wind and the wild, we're gonna get there. Love makes the journey a beautiful race, closer to home with each step that we take. All right, guys, welcome to another